Now, Charlie, let me start off with when you first got the news that you had diabetes. What was your first reaction?
3 years. That was 3 years ago. I was in spring training, and we take a physical every year, and that's when I was first diagnosed. And diabetes kind of ran in our family, runs in our family, and it was at first it was kind of a shock to me, but once they started explaining to me everything about it, or I was trying to learn all about it, I realized what it was, and the only trouble was, I was heavy, and for the last 3 years, my doctors and trainers tell me to lose weight, and I seemed like I was getting bigger. The more success we had in Philadelphia, I think, the more I wanted to eat, and I kept getting bigger, and so finally, at the end of the year last year, when we won the World Series, and I saw how big I really was. I went to spring training this year, and I made my mind up that I was going to get on some kind of plan to lose weight, and I chose Nutrisystem D, and I started the diet, and I lost 54 pounds, and it definitely is. It's helped me manage my diabetes, and I'm off of my medicine, my meds, which was Janumet was the name of the medicine, and my sugar's I have it under control. And I'm here today to talk about it because I'm very happy about it, and also, there's millions of people out there struggle with diabetes, and any way that I can have any information that can help them, I want to say that.
Now, Charlie, how much of an impact on your daily life has this been?
It gave me a lot more energy. I feel it's hard to explain. I feel a lot better. Definitely helps on my joints, my knees, and just energy, and the way you feel. I mean, like I'm more lively. I probably talk more and laugh more, and and everything about it. Managing our baseball team has been better. I mean, it's everything about it has kind of changed for me.
And Dr. Foster, what are some things that people can look out for if, say, they weren't even looking at that they might have diabetes? What are some of the signs?
Oh, one of the signs is excessive thirst or excessive urination, weight loss. Those are the things to look at. A good website to check into would be stopdiabetes.com. That's sponsored by the American Diabetes Association. And this month, during American Diabetes Month, people who go to that website and check in, Nutrisystem will donate $5. So that would be a good resource for people to look and learn about the signs and symptoms of diabetes.
How easy is it really to manage?
Well, I wouldn't say it's easy. I mean, it takes some work. I think the ways to make the hard work easier is to follow a portion-controlled diet like Charlie did. So obviously Charlie is doing the work, but hopefully the idea behind a structured plan is that portions are counted, and you don't have to worry about all the mental gymnastics that we ask our patients with diabetes to do. How many calories, how many carbs, how many fats, how many proteins. That's all just sort of set up for you there, so it's easier to implement. But it's still tough work, but the work pays off, as Charlie has shown.
Now, a question for both of you. You say it is that tough work, and how hard is it to manage in knowing that if you are lax with it for a while, it's going to bite you in the end?
Well, I don't think it's an all or none. It's not if you deviate from your diet one day or 1 week that all bets are off. This is a chronic problem. Diabetes doesn't go away. What Charlie has done is to more effectively manage it. So if people's weight goes up, there'll be difficulties with diabetes. But I think that the good news is to look at this as a chronic condition. This is something that you don't have to be perfect at, but you have to be persistent about to really have a long-term effect.
Now, Charlie, how does that weigh on? Does it weigh on you on a day-to-day basis, knowing that you have it and knowing that you have to do, something every day to manage it?
Actually, now not as much as it did before, because I've lost the weight. I've seen the results in my my medicines. Like the fact that I've off my medicine, and I definitely feel like the Nutrisystem D, it definitely helps me, control my sugar and my diabetes. And I think when just what Gary was saying about calories, I look at calories sometimes, and I try to exercise whenever I can, of course. And if I was to stray off my diet and have something every now and then, then I know that the way that I keep my sugar and my system going and regulating the best is to do more work, physically work like exercise, and that I think that definitely is. That's kind of how I look at it, and I think that helps me control it.
Now, Charlie, I have to congratulate you on getting to the World Series once again this year. Got to ask you, looking as just a spectator, Cliff Lee was dominating, and from your perspective, just how much of a force was he in that postseason?
He was tremendous. He pitched two real good, great World Series games. He pitched good all the way down through the playoffs and everything. He was tremendous pickup. I feel like I got to definitely pat Ruben Amaro on the back for that one, because he made some kind of good move there, and it helped our ball club, and we're looking forward to pitching for us next year. He's a big addition to us.
Was it a difficult decision to not start him on short rest?
Not at all, not at all, because I looked at that. Like we had 5 starters, and we had definitely had 3 starters who was available to go. But also, if you look somewhere along the line, like on the 7th day, that was his day to throw on the side. And if I wanted to, I could bring him back, and he could have threw anywhere from 60 to 75, maybe 80 pitches, and more than likely he could have threw more than that. So he could have started the game, or he could have gone in the game. And the fact that we had Happ and Blanton and some guys that did a good job for us during the season. No, that wasn't not at all. I think the decision was not a big decision on my part.
Last question for both of you. What's one thing you could pass along to people to tell them to make sure that their health is okay, and if they get diabetes, what can they do?
I think for people who are overweight, have some excess pounds, losing weight is the single best thing you can do to help improve your diabetes. And the way to do that is to do it with a portion-controlled approach.
I want to tell you something, guys. I totally agree with that. I think that's exactly, like what's brought my diabetes in control.
Great. I appreciate the time, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Thank
you
you.
too.